think there's no life after Final Fantasy, you're wrong. Lost Odyssey is finally here, and it's been built from the ground up by former Square Enix employees and the father of Final Fantasy himself, Hironobu Sakaguchi. With one foot planted firmly in the past and the other in the realm of the unexpected, Lost Odyssey is one of the first Japanese RPGs to finally make the leap into the future. Lost Odyssey introduces the players to the tale of Kaim, an immortal soldier who has traversed countless lifetimes in battles with nary a scratch or memory to call his own. Stricken by amnesia, Kaim knows little about his purpose and even less about his past.
I don't remember. I recall nothing.
But all that begins to change once a fateful field operation triggers the slow return of his painful memories. Seeking to find his place among the shifting tides of the world, Kaim embarks on a personal crusade against the mysterious forces manipulating his fate, searching for the life and love that were taken away from him long ago. In terms of a plot and narrative, Lost Odyssey's capacity for storytelling blooms as one of the game's strongest qualities. The various tropes of magic and machines littered around the game's world are themes we've seen before, but what sets Lost Odyssey apart is a deeply moving story that places an emotional focal point on its characters. Above heart-pounding battles lies an emphasis on heartfelt moments through the liberal use of cutscenes and unlockable text-based novellas with the game's 1,000 Years Dream feature. The rich development of its characters and the insightful backstories revealed through Kaim's dreams are among the most robust the genre has seen yet. And trust us, the game pulls no punches on tugging on the old heartstrings. Japanese RPGs haven't changed much over the years in terms of basic game design, and even now, with a system like the Xbox 360, Lost Odyssey is all the more a testament to this fact. But that's not to say that the game doesn't come with a few tweaks to the tried and true. Overworld maps, for one, are a thing of the past. Instead of completing a dungeon and being greeted by a whole new expanse of land, players are greeted by a new waypoint leading to the next area. All of the areas contain a good amount of clearly marked save points on a minimap, as well as invisible checkpoints that you can return to should the game's various beasties get the best of you. When it comes to gearing your party for war, you can still expect the same weapon, armor, and accessory setup that you're accustomed to. But when it comes to managing spells and abilities, the game introduces the skill link system, which has immortals like Kaim, who are unable to learn skills on their own, pair up with mortals to take on their unique healing, fighting, and magic casting abilities. The bits and pieces that make up Lost Odyssey may not reinvent the wheel in terms of what we've come to expect from RPGs, but what the game does, it does well. Many of the gripes concerning world travel are quelled by a convenient waypoint system, and the implementation of checkpoints gives non-obsessive compulsive savers a safety net. The process of skill linking can become a bit tedious, especially when you find yourself micromanaging whom your immortals should shadow under every 10 minutes, but as a whole, you receive a good deal of options to customize your characters as you like. With 40+ hours spanning 4 DVDs, Lost Odyssey is a lengthy expedition into the unknown. Just don't expect anything out of the ordinary. You can try to settle the dispute with words, but as we all know, sometimes you just gotta throw down the gauntlet. Combat in Lost Odyssey follows a traditional turn-based system where you can attack, cast spells, and use items to defeat the enemy. But apart from a health and magic bar, the game throws in a few more gauges to mix things up. In Lost Odyssey, positioning plays a far greater role in battle with the new guard system, represented by a bar at the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Party members positioned in the front row of battle take the brunt end of damage, while characters positioned in the back take a reduced amount. As the front lines undergo a bit of wear and tear, the guard meter depletes, and when it's gone, damage across the board is even and severe. The guard system lends to a more strategic element in battle, where players have to take defensive measures into account just as much as mounting an effective offense. On the flip side, the guard system also applies to enemy forces, so choosing who to attack isn't as simple as the first target that the cursor lands on, as with many RPGs. Outside of battle, players have the ability to craft and equip rings imbued with special traits. In battle, these rings take on the form of a timing circle where players have to hold and release the right trigger in time with the target on the screen. If you land a hit perfectly, the relative effectiveness of the strike goes up, adding an element of timing to attacks that gives the game a more active feel than most turn-based games. It's nothing new, but it's appreciated nonetheless. As with Lost Odyssey's overall game design, the combat system comes off as a bit derivative, but what minor tweaks it works in fit like clockwork in the game's many tactical standoffs. For all of the game's design typicality, make no mistake, the art and audio direction in Lost Odyssey are immensely beautiful and well executed. The stylized character models are among the most impressive on the 360 yet, with expressive facial and body animations that shine through. On a technical level, the game also makes good use of a subtle blurring effect, splashing the steampunk-inspired visuals with a sheen of realism. Unfortunately, the game often buckles under the weight of its own impressive graphics, resulting in frame rate dips and frequent loading times between scenes and locales. The game's audio suite, on the other hand, is near immaculate. Lost Odyssey comes stocked with 5 language options, with the English option in particular standing out as a great effort by its cast of voice talent like Tara Strong and Michael Bell.
Got no use for the past.
Kaim! Don't say things like that!
The game's soundtrack, scored by Square Enix mainstay Nobuo Uematsu, is an equally spirited endeavor with tracks that bounce back and forth from classical orchestral arrangements to contemporary jazz and techno-tinged tracks. Amid its many peaks and valleys, Lost Odyssey is the first exciting realization of a compelling next-gen Japanese RPG. While its gameplay may not even come close to the depth or complexity of a title like Mass Effect, Lost Odyssey's story and visuals stand toe-to-toe with some of the best the genre has seen. If it's an epic voyage into the realm of fantasy you're after, you've found it. Lost Odyssey is a role-playing adventure that shouldn't be missed.